Let's Talk About It podcast is sponsored by Goosehead Insurance, servicing clients all across New Jersey. What's going on? Welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm Jimmy Mortgage. I'm here to talk to Rico about Urban Burger. First thing is first, I am your favorite lender when it comes to anything real estate and you need money for it. I can definitely help through the mortgage products that we have. So I have my special guest here, Rico from Urban Burger, located in Cranford, New Jersey. And he's going to be talking about what the burgers and everything that he applies to that taste all about. So Rico, take it away, man.
Yeah. First and foremost, thank you for having us.
Of course.
And yes, I'm yours truly, Rico, aka Mr. Taste My Meat.
Taste my. I'm not. I'm just leave that pause. Just leave that right there. Okay.
But we're doing tremendous things out of Cranford, New Jersey.
Right.
We are the only Black-owned restaurant in town.
That's what's up.
For many years. We've been there since 2017, but Urban Burger has been established in the community since 2013.
Okay.
So we were able to withstand the pandemic. We're still going through the economy crisis now. So we're grateful, and there's still some exciting things and visions that we want to conquer, and we have some great things coming.
So how did you get introduced to Urban Burger in Cranford, New Jersey?
Honestly, it wasn't even on my radar at the time. A very good friend of mine, I consider him my brother, Olivier Lewis, broker a record in Remax, who was also in Cranford, New Jersey. At the time, introduced me to this opportunity.
Right.
He was like, this was one of his favorite burger joints. The owner at the time was going through some issues or whatever. And he was like, he pitched the idea to me.
Okay.
Because he knew how my mind is, and I'm a creative.
Right.
So he was like, I know if you were able to take this over, I know, you would do great things with it. But at the time, I was utilizing Urban Burger to be one of the investments on our portfolio.
Okay.
So my wife and I made that decision. And as you have it, you fast forward now, it's taking on a whole totally different story and meaning to us. It's not just an investment to us. It's it's more of a passion project. There's a lot more meaning.
Right. Makes sense. If you love what you do, you put everything behind it. Right?
Exactly.
Right.
But at the time, I was more resistant to that,
because you didn't know what you had.
Exactly.
Right. You didn't know what you had.
Exactly.
Right.
And I wasn't known for cooking either.
No. Okay.
My mother was the one who was known for her cooking. She was a chef everyone knew.
So the Elizabeth love came in.
Yes. Elizabeth, Haiti, all over Brooklyn.
Over, right? Okay.
Yeah, all over. They would come, and I'm not lying.
Right, I can see that. That's I feel it from your flavors, man.
Yes,
I do.
So I carried it into Urban Burger, and that's where the passion came in.
Right.
And that's where it clicked for me, and I was like, wow, okay, this is what it was meant to be.
Right.
And then from that point on, things just blew up and continue to blow up for us.
Again, growing up, right? Back then, we were not given lessons on what entrepreneurship looked like, right? We're told to go to school, go do this and go do that. And whatever return is, be happy, right? But the fact that you were given that opportunity through your brother, Olivier, and like, yo, this can happen. I'm going to just show you what to do, and let's see what we can make of it. And it now becomes part of, guys, he said part of his portfolio. So you know what portfolio means, right? It means more than one conglomerate of others, right? So this is just an aggregate of what he has. And this is what wealth building is all about. And this is what we talk about too, sometimes when it comes to home ownership, right? What you can do if you have an asset, you can lever that up with other things to do what you would like to do when it comes to cash flow, right? Going back to what you're saying, right?
And diversify.
Diversify, right? That's important.
It's very important,
right?
Especially for young Black couples, young Black entrepreneurs. Just that was something that was always, implanted in my mind. Is in order to thrive, you have to have different streams of income.
Right. It's hard to make a salary. I'm not saying it's impossible, right? Let's be clear. But when you work for yourself, and when one business is not doing what it needs to do, but you have a family support. But because you have different aggregates within your portfolio, going back to what you and your wife have, it makes life a little easier. And that's the same thing when it comes to home ownership, right? Having that asset where you can at times borrow against it to increase whatever you're trying to do with those endeavors, right? So it helps out a lot. And of course, we're going to talk about what Olivier does when it comes to broker, owner, real estate at RE/MAX. He lends that credibility because he's done it a couple of times, right? And so he's
more than
giving you, right? So he has a template pretty much of saying, look, if you pay attention to the details that I'm giving to you, you will be successful in the portfolios that you have.
Absolutely.
And that's testament to why you're doing what you're doing today. We were talking about it in the green room. I mean, that's like a brother to you. Like there was a formula, right?
Yeah, mentor, brother.
Right.
And not be afraid to make mistakes.
Because it's going to happen.
Because it is going to happen.
Right.
And it's not more or less a mistake. It's more of a lesson to be learned. And if you look at it as a mistake, again, we often do this. We limit ourselves. We may be on the right path, and we let our minds play tricks on us, and then we stand in front of our progress. But we've made plenty. I've had we've been partners in plenty of projects and investments before. Some that did very well, others we failed. But through those failures, we learned. And that's the journey. Even with the Urban Burger, I wasn't a restaurateur. I was never in the food industry to that degree. I'm learning as I go. But the very important thing is, I always like to surround myself. Well, I love to surround myself with individuals that are smarter than me.
Right. They always say that being the small fly in the bigger room.
Yeah.
Absorbing enough information.
That's how you grow.
Right.
And I continue to do that with the Urban Burger, even with the success, because you only know where you want to take yourself, in the business. So I constantly thrive and seek that, when you surround yourself with individuals, you can't help but grow.
And I'll tell you why. Because, as Haitians, we like fried plantains and fried pork shoulder. How did you get to burgers, man? I'm just like, we're thinking like, you already know, pickles, we're doing that, right? And you do burgers. So like, wow.
Again, it wasn't something that I planned. It was more or less, okay, what do people eat? I mean, it's the American classic dish is the burger. And what I find is that not everything has to be planned in your journey. Right. Sometimes when an opportunity presents itself, you take it without any hesitation. You figure it out later.
Oh, so you're learning.
So I'm learning
that part, right?
So,
okay.
so I'm learning and continuing to. And through that learning, then I realized, why this opportunity was presented to me, and it was more that's when I linked the passion now with what I'm doing. And then everything that I've learned in the past or the failures, I'm applying it to this particular business. And I'm like, now the dots are connecting.
Is that how you named your wings?
Listen, I have fun with my wings.
Yeah, but right. You have different flavors, right? Let's talk about those flavors, man. Let's talk about them.
I mean, everyone loves, the slap your mama wings. They're so good. You want to slap your mama.
Because that's the ones I get every time I get this. Slap your mama wing with some fries. I'm good, man. I'm good with that. Okay.
I like to have fun, and it has to mirror the culture and the lifestyle that we grew up in.
Right.
So everything that we have, it's not just your beef and burgers that you're eating.
Right.
I infuse flavors from Haiti and Peru, because one of my other chefs is from Peru. He's Peruvian. So he swears Peruvian food is the best. I swear Haitian food is the best.
Yeah, they both good, because I love some Peruvian. I go to Plainfield sometimes, some Peruvian food. I'm like, it's so good, man. It's so good. So I can understand where you come from with those flavors. So
the common ground, we compromise and say, you know what, let's infuse things together, and then we'll make something magical happen. Okay. And from the feedback, they absolutely love it.
I see that.
So I'll say this, my whole thought process in a business, because it's saturated. There's a lot of burger places that you can go to.
Right.
I remember my mentor, Larry Kahn, because I was heavy in the music business as well too. Like I said, diversifying. So I have my hands in many different industries.
No, but I love what you say, Larry Kahn. I want to be very clear. In your success that you have today, keyword he used, he has a mentor. Yeah. That is key. You cannot do this by yourself when you're growing. You need help. You need someone to lean on. You need accountability. Although accountability is your checking account, don't get me wrong, it is. But that extra word, that extra advice, that extra hold my hands, that's so important. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
I think mentors are pivotal to when you're growing your platform. It's just, you need, it's strongly encouraged. I'll leave it on that. But going back to your mentor, Larry.
And he's a legend when it comes down to the radio music business.
Okay.
So he says, you know, I remember this to this day. He was like, "I'll get you to the club, right? I'll get you in the club. Once I get you in the club, I can't force that lady to want you. You have to figure it out then. Right. What's going to make you stick out and turn that one? It could be 100 men,
right,
in the room, and everyone wants that one woman." What are you going to do? What makes you different from all the other 99 men in that room?
Right. What are you going to stick out? How are you going to stick out?
How are you going to stick out?
Right.
And that's why I carry to my business model. Every business that I have is, why would that client want to do business with me? Why would that guest or customer want to walk in through those doors of Urban Burger? Why would that lender want to deal with me on this particular rehab?
Right.
I carry that throughout all of my business.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like you said, in the food industry especially, right, there are turbulence with the prices, right? And you just can't jack something up because you're paying a little bit more for today, especially what's going on with some of the trade wars. But what you can do is, you know, provide a unique experience. Like you said, what sets me apart? As you increase your prices, they can see the value because of what you're doing over here and not giving attention to over there.
Exactly.
And so to your point, this is why your business is credible, because it tastes good and you've seen the ups and downs. So this fulfills what growth looks like.
Yes.
Going back to the multiple portfolios he has, you know, again, that's a testament of how you're winning, man. I appreciate it. I'm getting chills because I love when a professional like yourself take ownership where you didn't think you was going to do it, but you had a mentor, you had a brother, you had a wife. Yeah. You had seen everything right there, and all those little ingredients provided to your growth today.
Exactly, and it's not easy. But if it were easy, would you want it to be involved in that? No. You know,
yeah.
And that's the unique thing is, of course, it takes work ethic. It takes hard work. It takes focus. It takes discipline. And every project that we had is like, and we choose this. It comes sacrifice.
Right.
You know.
I'm doing some of them right now myself. Right.
We're literally living that now. In order for us to grow Urban Burger, which is a project that we're focusing on, we had to make sacrifices, and that's some of the luxuries as well too. I always had a luxury car. I had to give that up in order to grow that and get a food truck to, to expand the Urban Burger business as well too.
You understand the long game.
Yeah, it's a long and but a lot of us do things for the short term, and once that time comes and all the money is gone, then what? You know,
no one cares but yourself. He was like, I got it. Like that was stupid. I just bought an expensive item and it's compounding in interest. I probably took it on credit card and now it's not giving me nothing, but I'm paying into debt. I should have taken that and applied it to my business.
Exactly.
Right? And that's the come to Jesus moment that you have. You're like, yo, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's what it is. And it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it.
Absolutely. It's a hard lesson to learn.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is.
But in the end, it's worth it. And you won't see it when you're in the mud. Once the mud is cleaned off and everything, you'll be like, wow,
Yeah, patience will provide value. You just have to understand the word patience.
Exactly. And be consistent too.
Yeah, that
consistency.
Part. Yeah.
Yes.
So how many color aprons do you have?
you know that?
Yeah, I know.
Listen, I have to look good too, you know?
Showing up the muscles, like, look at me. I'm like, my man, like, really? Like, he be taking it to the next level. But it works because I'm attracted to that part, right? I'm like, did he just do that? Like, yo, he did.
Yeah. But do it in a subtle way, but you're doing it, and that's where the consistency comes. So now when they're coming, they know they now associate, okay, what color apron is he gonna have on?
Right.
What color Crocs is he gonna have on? What new character is he gonna take on?
Right.
You know what I mean? So but that's where the marketing comes into play.
Right.
And again, diversifying your streams of income. In the food industry, if you depend on just selling food to your consumer or to your
that's not going to last long.
It's not.
It's not going to last long.
You have to figure out other ways to stream income in, and that's what we're doing.
Right.
And I didn't know that I was doing it at the time. I was just being who I am.
Right.
You know, just be who you are, just entertaining, things of that sort. I never knew what monetization was. I never knew what any of that stuff was. Mm-hmm. Now, once I understood, that's another stream of income.
Right.
And we're not just talking pennies.
Right.
We're talking about, let's
rock out with this. This looks real good right now, right?
You know, so that's another avenue where you're making money before you even open up the doors to your restaurant. And those are the key things to again, if you surround yourself with the right individuals, they'll teach you. Because I don't run my social platforms.
Right.
I have a marketer, even though marketing is my thing.
Right.
I have a marketing team that does that for me.
There's only so much time in a day you can do all that
exactly.
stuff. Right.
Exactly.
Let's Talk About It podcast is sponsored by Molson Law LLC, servicing clients all across New Jersey.
So speaking of how you leveled up your restaurant, I want to let people know, Ashley, she had game night at your restaurant, and it was on a Monday, right? Where most restaurant businesses are closed on a Monday. Mm-hmm. And what she was able to do to, bring bingo night, trivia night, she brought all these fun things that one would be looking to do to your restaurant. And all of a sudden, now I'm seeing you're hosting your restaurant when it comes to, trivia night, bingo night. How has that experience been like? Because that's what opened no doors for what's going on today, right?
I'm always big on collaboration. Okay. And I just want to correct, because I don't want to take any credits away from anyone. The R&B bingo is actually Shaija, who's also someone.
Okay, excuse me. I apologize.
But the beats and burgers.
The beats and burgers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give her credit too, right? Yes. Shaija, we're giving you credit. Don't be mad.
But I utilize the venue in urban as a community base. Mm-hmm. So whether it's for the music lovers, whether it's like for a game night, whether it's financial education,
right.
Real estate or whatever, I utilize those doors so that we can educate the community.
Okay.
And I love to collaborate with other entrepreneurs and the go-doers, because I don't believe in just leveling up myself.
Right.
I always try to elevate a team. You know what I mean? And if you're about it, I want to be amongst you too. And also I want to learn as well too.
Right.
So whatever your story is different from mine. Mm-hmm. But I can grasp some of the things that worked for you, and then I can associate it with the things that I do.
Right.
But that's also another marketing tactic as well too.
Okay. There you go.
One hand washes the other.
Right.
So
you speak about that, and one hand washes the other. I've also seen you said you relinquish your luxury vehicles. Mm-hmm. For the truck.
Mm-hmm. For the food truck.
Let's talk about the food truck, man. That's important because you're mobile.
Yes.
And people need to know why you do what you do. And there's another reason growth is happening, because you mobile too, brother.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that was one of the things. We were about to sign a LOI on another property. We were going to expand with another brick and mortar.
Explain LOI to those who don't know what that is.
Letter of intent, which is often used in commercial business. And at that particular time, this is in 2023. This is in 2023. Everything was all we needed to do was just sign. That was the same year that I lost my father. My father had passed away. And I believe that had happened in everything that I was going through at that time. We ended up not signing that, which was, in hindsight, was like a blessing. Instead, we pivoted and went the food truck route. Once we had the food truck, of course, first couple of months, we were in a red. The next full season of the food truck, we're making more in the food truck in a couple of hours in the food truck that we would at a restaurant.
Ooh,
wow! And how does that happen? Your overhead is much lower.
Right.
You're not paying any rent. Right. All you're paying is for your cost of goods. And one other person. I'm on the truck, so I'm not.
Yeah, you're doing everything.
I'm doing everything, and then I have another person who's dealing with the customers. So your labor cost is just one person.
Right. You mean sweat equity?
Yes. Yes. So with that model, I'm like, wow. And I wasn't even looking at it from just the business aspect. My main reason of doing the food truck was actually to bring more awareness and exposure to
branding.
Urban Burger.
Right,
branding.
Urban Burger, right?
Yeah.
My burger, my truck, let's do it,
Yeah.
right?
So not only, in order to know about Urban Burger, you would have to come to Cranford, New Jersey,
right,
to feel the vibe and enjoy it. Now, I can go to Patterson, I could go to Morris, I could go to Summit, I can go to New Providence. I'm everywhere.
You're everywhere.
Wherever you want me, I'm there. So that's another branding experience that I'm bringing to potential customers and guests, on top of branding myself as an entertainer that deals with Urban Burger Food Truck and Urban Burger Cranford. And it's all coming together now. It's starting to make sense to everyone.
Yeah, once they type in that name, Urban Burgers, in that cookies, it's coming up. Yeah. And the fact that you can go to them and they can come to you just makes it that much expandable, right? Yeah, man, to tell me today on Let's Talk About It, your food truck makes more than your
brick and mortar.
Yeah, brick and mortar. It's like, whoa, because I didn't know that, right? I'm thinking like, okay, like you, it's hoopla, get some balloons, throw on an apron with a little bit of crock, show off the leg a little bit, and then boom, let's take it. But no, this was a vessel of income.
Yes.
And we're like, okay,
yeah,
we need this truck.
Yep.
And that pivot happened because of unfortunate situation happened in your life, but then you realize what was the end goal, the long game. You played that game, and that's the mindset of a business person, right? When you think about the long term, the journey is worth every penny. And kudos to you for doing that, man.
Thank you.
I'm finding these stories down, man. This is what I love about Let's Talk About It, right? I'm discovering these things out. This is what it is.
And I can't take credit. I'm just the face of the team.
Right.
Right. So it's I don't want to take away from what others are bringing into, because I think that's a real important thing. The younger version of me was like, Rico could do everything.
Nah,
I'll do everything. I want everything to myself or whatever. And again, in the music business, right? This is Larry Kahn again, my mentor. I didn't even know that he was going to be part of this conversation. But anyhow, I played the manager field as well too for artists in the music, right? And he said something that I didn't catch on, and then it made sense later on. It doesn't matter how talented your artist is that you're managing. They're not making any type of money, right? With you involved, you're handling everything. I get it. You're handling everything. You're doing everything. But if now a partner comes in and who can elevate you to the next, and he's asking you for a percentage, he's like, why do you care? Why do you care? Because 100% of zero is what?
Zero.
That to me, when he said I didn't get it, and until it sunk in, I said, holy SHI.
Right. Well, because we're so engulfed and like, yo,
You want
it's
to
all
own
me.
everything.
You want everything,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like, nah.
Yeah.
I mean, you own a piece of Apple. You're not the owner of Apple, but when you look at your shares, it look pretty good right now, right? And you're like what? Fraction of Apple product, right? You're not. You own this much. The company's this big, but this much is probably worth more than your house.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And that's the approach with you have a vision. I'm a visionary. So you see the big vision. How do you get there? You're not going to get there alone. So don't be afraid to bring individuals. You don't need another Rico.
No.
You don't need another Jimmy.
Right.
Just bring other individuals that are that bring their talents where you can't devote your attention to.
Okay.
And you'll get there much quicker, and you'll be more efficient in what you do. And that's what you're seeing with Urban Burger and some of the other projects that I'm involved in. Even when it comes down to real estate, that was one thing that why I learned so much in the real estate game is because I teamed up with other partners that knew much more than I did.
Right.
And I learned through them. Olivier being one of them,
right.
Richard Damon being another person who's doing a lot with rehabs and stuff like that. So there's different individuals play roles in the success in my various portfolio.
It comes back to real estate.
Yeah.
And to be fair, everyone, you can own a business. Yes, there's going to be some headaches with your income because you don't want to report everything to Mr. Uncle Sam, right? You can still get a loan through bank statements, right? We take your inflow, outflow, 12 months bank statements, and yes, you can still get a house. Of course, it's a little bit more of a down payment, not the traditional first-time home buyer thing, but you can put anywhere between 20% or more down, and this gives you opportunity to a home, right?
Yes.
And one of the good things about having that, because once you apply more towards your principal, you have more equity. So year 7, 8, 10, maybe you may refinance, get a lower rate, and you may have more equity, which will allow you to do different things, ventures like what Rico was saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Opportunities, because when someone comes with you with an opportunity, you just want to make sure you're in a position to react.
Exactly. Because those opportunities don't repeat itself.
No, I don't. No.
So yeah, you want to be in a position where you're able to act on it now and move.
Let's Talk About a Podcast is sponsored by Real Estate Title, servicing clients all across the state of New Jersey.
Speaking of music, I want to go back to that. So you were going to them Usher concerts, man?
That was our team.
Whoa.
That was our team.
Wait, what?
Yes, the Usher. Once he got the residency in Vegas.
Okay.
That I was at the very first show.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Larry Kahn was pivotal in Usher's career. As a matter of fact, when my mentor got married, there's footage of my wife dancing with Usher.
Oh no!
and I'm the one recording, like the fool. I'm the one recording Usher dancing with my wife.
Okay, I mean, it wasn't like the other footage we see all girls going on stage. She was like,
yeah,
I was like,
there was no cherries involved. There was no cherries involved.
Okay,
but yeah, I don't speak on it enough, or I'm not that type to
right.
But yes,
You're humble
I've been,
about it, right?
Yeah, I've been privileged to be shaking and moving with heavy hitters. You know, and then from there, like I said, like I'm a fly on the wall, and then just observe, so you can now bring it to what it is that you do.
Man, I'll tell you this. There's a lot I didn't know about you today, but to that point. Again, it's those little things that you took in from different avenues of life to incorporate Urban Burger today. Mm-hmm. And that's a true testament of why the community leans on you a little bit for some of the things that you do, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Because they have the block parties and so on and so forth, right? So yeah. I heard you took it to the next level, that last block party.
Yes. The block party was it was a monumental.
That's how you define it?
Yes, it was. It was never in your wildest dreams that you would think that you would see 1,000 African Americans partying on a block in Cranford, New Jersey.
Right.
you know, and even with that, that was a strategic thing. That was something that I wanted to do for years. And I know, I see the comments, I read the comments about, wow, they don't want us in that town. Meanwhile, I've been in a town for years.
Right.
You know, you deal with some BS here and there, but you know, the majority, you know, you treat Cranford good, Cranford would treat you good,
right.
you know. But of course, there's that stigma there.
Right.
So how do I, rather than going back in the comments and say, you know, and have a back and forth with people,
No, let them engage, man.
you engage and see how that you can bring the community together. And that's what we're doing already with Urban Burger anyway.
You're taking the feedback and trying to implement something that will work for many. You're not going to solve everything.
Exactly. And you're not going to make everyone happy.
No, you're not. But
you know,
you're making one step further.
Exactly.
Right.
So we're educating through our decor and everything. We're educating the community on our lifestyle and our culture,
which is important.
Which is very important.
Right.
And I take that approach rather than forcing it, you know, in their face, because when you try to force information to people, people automatically will put their wall up. They
put walls up. Yeah. They have blinders on. They just like, no, I don't want to be part of it.
And one of the things of being an entrepreneur is like, you need to know when to strike. So given what we were doing on social media and the momentum, I felt the energy, you know, the engagement was very high. We had several things that were going viral at the time as well too. So I'm like, you know what, this will be the time. You have to put yourself in a position where you're an asset.
Right.
So I'm an asset in Cranford,
which is important.
So now my voice, now they will
Town
listen.
council, we will know what's going on.
Exactly.
So when certain things need to have an ordinance of what's going on, they be like, yo, we got to call Rico, man, because he knows why. He brought a certain amount of traffic into the community. So he would know best on how to do certain things, right?
So going in, that was my mindset. I was like, well, let me position it in a way where it's they're able to put it in a position where they don't deny you, right? You know, so
the income is good, bro. When you're bringing in money, why they gonna tell you
listen, and that was the important.
I'm gonna speak a lot for you,
and that was the important piece for me. Again, I come from a mindset where it's not solely about me, right? My thing was I wanted our community to feel comfortable within Cranford. I wanted Cranford community to feel comfortable with having so much people in the town and see how much it generates in terms of income for the other business owners.
Right, exactly.
And they thanked me. It was like, you know, I had neighbors that will come up to me and say that they made three to four times more than they would on that day.
Let's go. That's
so that's the win.
Right.
The win is having other, tenants that lived in the area come to me and say, listen, we've never had anything like this. We wish that this continues. Whatever support that you need, you can count on us. You know, and that's and like
allies are important.
Yeah, when you're living from your heart, and you're doing right by others, and you're being good to others. Let God and the universe take care of the rest. And I felt that was it. It's a different feeling when you know that you're doing something and it's not you doing it. You know, it's like
it's organic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're doing it not knowing the impact it would have. And you're just like, I'm being Rico, my urban burger, man. I'm just having fun with it.
Yeah.
I want my community. I want people to tap in and boom, eat, have fun, and be on your merry way, right? That's what life is about, right?
Absolutely.
Wow. Well, Rico, if someone is looking for your fabulous aprons, your Crocs, your music, your everything, tap in. Let people know where they can find you, man.
Urban Burger Cranford. Everything is branded Urban Burger Cranford. Find us on IG. Find us on TikTok. Find us on Facebook. Find us via our site is Urban Burger Cranford. And absolutely, if you want to feel the experience and the vibe, come to 13 Eastman Street in Cranford, New Jersey. We will welcome you with open arms. We will give you a hug and a kiss.
Love it. Once again, guys, thank you for tapping in. And of course, if you need lending in the tri-state area, I can help. Yep.
Jimmy's the man.
There you go. Jimmy Mortgage. Let's talk about it. Thank you, guys. You can find me on your favorite streaming platform, Apple, Spotify, wherever, however, I'm available. Thank you again, Rico, for taking the time coming on. Let's talk about it.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, bro.
My man. That was a good one.
Yes.
Bro, that was good. Yeah. Hey, listeners, are you looking to improve your home comfort and save on your energy bills? Let's talk about Seal Power. They've been awarded Energy Star Sustained Excellence Award, seen on Good Morning America, the New York Times, and World News. Seal Power is dedicated to keeping your home cozy while saving you money. Check out their website for tips and incentives and more at CIELPOWER.com. Stay comfortable and save with Seal Power, where comfort meets efficiency. Follow them on Instagram for updates and more, and let's talk about it as well. Thank you.